5, 4, 3, 2. What's in that cup?
Grape juice.
Not the communion.
Fermented grape juice.
It's not even first Sunday.
It is Sunday though.
It's not the first.
Is that the only time you take communion on first Sunday? I don't know.
In my church, we did communion on first Sunday.
Don't you even start that. Please hold. I watched a hour-long video while I was doing my meal prep today about the Holy Mother. There's a Holy Father in the Mormon faith, because this is a Mormon thing. There's a Holy Mother that in the Mormon belief, they believe that all people came from Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother, but they don't worship the Heavenly Mother. They only worship the Heavenly Father. So they only there is technically a goddess in their religion, but you can't talk about her. She's not to be talked about. She's so sacred that you can't talk about her at all. And in theory, she's the mother of all the people on the earth. So she's been pregnant billions of times to give birth to billions of people. But you're not allowed to talk about her or praise her. You don't worship the Holy Mother. You only worship the Holy Father.
I don't have anything productive to add to this conversation at the moment.
The Mormon faith is very interesting to me.
I think it is interesting that they be abstinent, but they don't be saving themselves for real, because they be what they call the dry soaking.
Soaking.
Dry soaking.
Yeah, they're just soaking, which is incredibly heinous.
Soaking is what I heard that for the first time, and to have somebody explain it to me, it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is, and it's even weirder because it requires a third party.
Does it require a third party?
Well, I guess it doesn't, but sometimes it does. There's usually a person who goes under the bed and kicks it from under.
Time out. Okay, so I feel like okay. So let me help some people out who don't know what soaking is. So soaking is the act of two people. Well, if they're in that religion, it's a man and a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
The boy enters the girl, but doesn't move.
Yeah, because if they move, then that would be intercourse, but they don't move.
Right. So they just insert and chill, aka
soaking. Yeah, which is insane. And then sometimes they will have a third party, like a friend, go under the bed and kick the bed, or multiple friends. It would be a thing, and you go and kick the bed from under to force some sort of movement, but it's technically not breaking any rules
because you're not doing it.
Yeah,
you're not moving your pelvis,
which is that's a lot. That's a lot for a religion.
If there's a market for that, how there's escorts. What if it's professional bed kickers?
I'm sure there are, but I think it's easier to just get your friends to be do this for me. But I'm sure that there's a market for it. It's just I don't know. It's really sad how restrictive religion can be sometimes, especially the Mormon faith, which I personally believe is all malarkey. I don't want to rank religious beliefs as more or less reasonable, but if I were to rank them on their origin stories and their belief system on a scale of reasonable to ridiculous, Mormons, what they believe is actually ridiculous.
I think them Scientology people got it, if you ask me.
They're more ridiculous than Mormons, but they're both very ridiculous.
I went down a Scientology rabbit hole, and I always kind of knew, had the gist of what it was, but I never really dug deep to figure out exactly what it is at the root, and what they believe in, and where I just knew Scientologists didn't getting vaccines and medicine and stuff like that.
But what is it that they actually believe in?
They believe that everybody is their Scientologists are on a mission to clear the world.
Mm-hmm.
Clear of what? I don't know. I guess everybody is a sinner or whatever, or a terrible human, a terrible being.
Mm-hmm.
So the Scientology, what is it? What's the practice called? That
Dianetics.
Dianetics, yeah. So using Dianetics,
which is made up.
Which is made up. They use Dianetics to clear people, which is you got to go through steps of clear.
Yeah. The thing about Scientology is all of this you have to pay for. You have to pay hundreds of dollars to get to higher levels, which again, most religions take some sort of offering or tithing. But Scientology specifically is you got to pay to play for most things. Yep, it's very interesting. They're cults. I think Mormons are also a cult. Like Mormons and fundamentalist Christians are very, very fascinating to me and always have been. Like the Duggars. I don't know if you follow the Duggars, like 18 Kids Accounting. You don't know who they are?
I've heard, but I don't follow.
They had they have 18 kids. Well, no, they're not counting anymore because they're too old to have babies of their own. But now but now their kids are having kids, so they have like 30 something grandkids now. And I'm ashamed to say I still keep up with them. But the oldest son is in prison for being a creep, having not good things on his computer, and just overall being a creep. I'll just put it that way. And now, like in the past, like 2 days, or I want to say whatever day St. Patrick's Day was, another brother got arrested for basically the same type of creepy behavior towards minor girls. And so now there's two Duggar kids and counting that are certified creeps.
Makes you wonder what went on in that house.
It makes you wonder what is allowed to go down in that religion, where anything that's like super controlling, especially of girls, because the older brother, his victims were his sisters. His first 2 victims were his sisters. And it's like, and the dad covered it up. The family covered it up and basically made the sisters go on TV and like do damage control, even though it was their brother who like is the bad guy, but the sisters had to go in the forefront and be like, we forgive him. It's really rough. Yikes. Sorry, this was dark. Welcome to the podcast, friends.
Burson, where is the sage when you need it? My lord. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Hope everybody's having a great and amazing day so far.
Yeah, I am.
I hope that you had a bomb-ass breakfast sandwich, if that's your jazz.
What to you is a bomb breakfast sandwich?
The one that I got from
Haven Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
With the waffle.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Haven Cafe. That is a very stellar breakfast sandwich, I must say.
Is good. That lady puts her foot all the way up to where Mary J. Blige's boot stops. All of that in that food.
Haven Cafe, shout out to them. I want to say they're in North Philly? South Philly. I think South Philly. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have Taylor fact check me.
There you go.
On the location, but it's called Haven Cafe in Philly if you're here. If you're local, or even if you're not local, it's a Black owned, lovely establishment that has really delicious breakfast. And I hear their salad, like their lunch food is good too. I've never had the lunch food.
It's one of those like if you know spots.
Mm-hmm. I feel it's like small, it's intimate. It's like I think they rent out the upstairs. And the sandwich in question has like waffles instead of like the bread is a waffle, right?
I feel like it's like a French toast, maybe, or maybe it's just a bread. I don't know.
I feel like it was something. I feel like it was a waffle, but I could be
wrong.
Whatever
it was delicious, and I will take 7 of them.
Well, we should go back and we'll vlog it.
Yes,
I love a good breakfast sandwich as well.
What's like if you going to work? What is your go-to breakfast like? Usual breakfast just for going to work?
Going to work, it really I don't have a usual breakfast going to work. I think depending on what office I'm going to, which is another story for another day. If I'm going to like our normal office, then there's a deli that I go to and I get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant. I miss one of my friends, Eve. Shout out Eve. We would get 3 breakfast sandwiches. Like we would get 3 bacon, egg, and cheese on croissant, and then split the second one because one is not enough, but 2 is too much. Like 2 breakfast sandwiches is OD, but 1.5, we would go and get 3 and like split one, so we would each have like 1.5. I miss her down. But yeah, that, and then like my coffee, whatever kind of coffee I'm feeling. Like usually I drink it black unless I'm like feeling like doing a lot, then I'll go get something fancy. But I'm a black coffee kind of girl, or like an apple juice in the morning or orange juice.
Apple juice is undefeated.
I agree.
Undefeated.
I think apple juice is my preferred juice, especially in the morning. But orange juice is usually just what's around.
Apple juice being, if the question is apple juice versus orange juice, apple juice is the correct answer.
I agree.
Especially if the orange juice has pulp.
You don't like pulp?
I would prefer to not have pulp.
I don't mind pulp. The thing is, I think growing up, I was taught, or maybe I just picked up on or just made it up, that you're only supposed to have a little bit of orange juice at a time. I don't know why. Like, I'm just like, orange juice is not something you drink a big cup of. It's something you drink like a little bit of. And that could just be my own like mind. But apple juice is like I can fill a glass up with apple juice and drink it. But orange juice, I only need like that much. So for that reason, I'm gonna take apple juice.
Apple juice is far superior.
How you feel about cranberry juice?
It has to be married. It has to date somebody.
I disagree.
Like,
I prefer my cranberry juice single.
Can I have just regular cranberry juice? Yes. Would I prefer like a cran pineapple? Also, yes.
I don't need all those freaky hybrids. I mean, you know the one that I do like, which I've completely just bequeathed that to you. I don't even drink it anymore at this point. But regular cranberry juice, that's my preferred drink on a plane too. Like if I get a drink on a plane, I'm always gonna get cranberry juice. I don't know why.
The only time I buy regular cranberry juice is for mixing with alcohol. However, one of my go-to, at least what I've been on for the past few years, go-to drink is Douce and cran pineapple together. Amazing. Elite combination.
I'll have to be the judge of that.
You don't really drink dark liquor like that.
I don't. But I would try it. I would give it a try.
I'm a dark liquor warrior.
I'm not averse to dark liquor. I just prefer
when I like my senior year of college, and like right after I graduated college, when I started making some money on for real, I used to get Hennessy Black. I know.
Real gangster.
I know, guys. I know. But thank God for growth.
Thank God for growth.
I've been delivered from Hennessy.
My grandmother was telling me, because she had thoughts about our last episode, about the whole sending people drinks thing, and she told me that one of the things she used to drink back in the day was Hennessy and amaretto.
Okay.
And I feel like that sounds kind of good, like almond Henny, like toasty.
I don't mean no harm. It sounds like nothing anybody below the age of 40 would drink.
Well, I mean, she was probably drinking it in, I don't even know what year she was drinking it.
That it sounds good, but like we not.
Who cares about how old? Like, oh, this drink makes me feel old, or like an old person drink. I think a bartender, if I went to a bar today and said, "Can I have some Hennessy and amaretto?" They were like, "No."
Exactly.
Like, no, you can't. But I would like to try it. I think I would like to be the judge of that.
Don't order that at the bar.
It sounds very festive and like.
It depends on what kind of bar you at. If you at like the American Legion, then go ahead and order it. But if
it sounds like picture this. I'm at a hole in the wall bar that has Christmas lights around, and the music is so loud I can't hear nothing, and the drink is coming in a plastic cup. It's coming in a plastic cup, and it's like November 13th. It's like a cold winter night, and I'm like at a hole in the wall bar, and I'm like, let me get a Henny amaretto. That's what that gives.
It sounds like you describing the bar that damn Sammy was in at the end of Sinners.
Correct, and that's exactly where I would be, drinking my Hennessy and amaretto.
And it's gonna be somebody up there playing an old ass guitar too.
And I'm gonna be like, last time I had Hennessy and amaretto. Last time I saw the sun. Exactly. You get it. See, you get it. You hear me.
I won't be drinking that. Maybe for my 40th, I will circle back to this drink. Actually, for my 40th, I'm throwing a birthday bash, and it's going to be open bar, but it's only going to have pre-made cocktails that I make or that I choose, and that's going to be one of them.
That doesn't feel very open bar to me. That feels very like prescribed bar.
Okay, well, it's going to be half a jar. Maybe not all the way open, because like you can still get other drinks, but you got to pay for it.
Okay.
I have like 4 or 5 cocktails that you could choose from for free.
But tips. if you wanna deviate from your, I see. Okay. So you have a semi-open bar.
Yes, you know.
Or you just have signature cocktails.
Signature cocktails, yeah.
Do you have any idea of what those cocktails might be?
Nope. That idea, it was just birthed in the last 30 seconds.
Okay, I'll make a mental note. We'll circle back. Before you turn 40.
I got a feeling my palate's going to be quite different when I turn 40. I might be just drinking whiskey or bourbon.
I could see that for you.
I could see that for me too.
Just I
like brown liquor. Like I would prefer to drink brown over light.
You're gonna be a O.
Does that make me an OG? Call it what you want.
Because I feel like I think we're technically aunties now. I feel like come 40, we're gonna be like, what's after that? What's that? It's gonna be grandma.
My mom refused to let my nieces call her grandma. She said that before the first one was even born. She was like, they will not be calling me grandma.
What did they call her?
Mimi. She gave herself that name though, Mimi.
I love it. Sometimes I'm glad it worked out, because sometimes grandparents or people try to give themselves names and the kids be like, no.
Man, my grandmother, Grandma.
Yeah, I call my grandma Graham or Jackie.
Shout out to my grandmother. I love you, girl.
Does she listen to the pod?
Probably not. But if she does, she'll tell me.
Shout
If
out.
she hears this.
You know my grandmother. She gonna be in the
Yeah,
comments.
she be perched every
I
Tuesday.
recently found out that she's on Threads as well now. She's on TikTok. She says she spends most of her time on TikTok, IG, and Threads these days. A little bit of Facebook, but mostly TikTok and Instagram. So shout out to her.
I don't believe my grandmother is on all of those socials. You might get a Facebook like out of her. I don't believe she's on TikTok.
No, Graham's posting every day. Every day she posts.
I don't believe my grandmother knows what Threads even is.
I just recently got on Threads like this year. Like I was very, for whatever reason, against getting on Threads, and I was just, I don't know why. I just was like, that's something else that I don't need. But it's actually really fun. Like I actually prefer it over Instagram.
Threads has me in a chokehold. Threads is my favorite app at the moment. Social media app.
Yeah, you be threatening.
I be threading.
You be yapping.
Yep, I do, and I'm gonna continue to do so. Follow me,
as you should.
Follow me on Threads.
Follow her. You can follow me too, but I don't thread as much. I'm gonna get more into posting. I'm more of a observer, but I need to be more of a creator. That's a goal.
See, my Threads is a mixture of like me popping my shit, but me also like having serious conversations. Get the best of both worlds over there.
You be going viral.
I do be going viral sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, people be mad. I've had white people in my DMs like, you don't say that. You don't say that. The children need to be taught by their parents and not anybody else. Girl, shut the hell up.
That's actually not true.
This lady jumped in my DMs talking about something. I basically posted a thread that, in a nutshell, said, kids these days are not getting everything that they need, like as far as decision-making skills and just like the basic, I don't know if it's basics, but the things that we kind of learn passively and subconsciously as we grow up, like how to make decisions and how to interact with people. Like, they're not getting that. They're very awkward. And, they have a lot of anxiety and, quite frankly, lack of knowledge when it comes to making high stakes decisions, such as going to college. I use that as an example, right? But anyway, all that to say, they have trouble with in that area cognitively. And I was plugging my services for my decision-making framework for teens. And this lady essentially jumped in my DMs and was like, kids don't need to learn from nobody besides teachers and their parents.
Says nobody ever. Like, what?
Like, that's what school is for. And I'm like, well, I highly doubt, never been a teacher, but I have gone to school. And I don't believe we ever had, well, let me back up, because I was in a special program called Avid. So I actually did have that. But I know that the vast majority of kids, both then and now, was not in Avid and is not in Avid.
Yeah.
So I know that they don't get that. Like, what part of the Algebra 2 curriculum has these skills in it?
None.
That's why
it's called extracurricular. Like, that doesn't mean that it's not necessary. It just means it's extra curricular. Like, nobody ever said, oh, my village is too big.
The children are growing up either academically like dumb, or they don't have common sense or social skills, or both, which is scary. It's very scary. They have to pick a struggle. Your favorite color can't be 7, and you don't know how to talk to people. And
I fear that it's both right now for a lot of people.
All the children are getting left behind.
Yeah. And that's like, I think that's what I do like about Threads, and like my specific Thread community and my TikTok community, honestly, because it's like what you are saying and what I'm saying as people who aren't currently teachers. Like, I used to be a teacher, but I'm not a teacher anymore. For people who work with young people, not as a teacher and not as their parent. What actual teachers are seeing in the classrooms is like depressing. Like, the standards have gone, even in college, like professors are like, these kids aren't reading. They cannot read. I can't assign, like, can you imagine being in high school and like the teacher dumbing down the reading assignment? Like, now they don't even assign books. They assign like a excerpt of a book. They're not reading a whole book cover to cover anymore.
Listen, one of the girls I used to coach was reading me something. This was a couple years ago, and I don't even remember what she was reading me, but we were reading it. Like, she was reading it, and I was also looking at the paper. And whatever it was had the word debris in it, and she said something debris. And I said, you know what?
I'm all set.
On the line, everybody has to run because you can't read debris.
But now, if you would do that, it'd be a lawsuit. Because why are you bullying? Why are you bullying the kid for saying they can't read?
Because they can't.
It's bullying to say that a kid can't read.
I'll just write a note next time. How about that?
It's crazy.
How about that? Anywho, save our children. Save our children.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an interesting question for you.
Okay.
You ready? Are you scared? Are you nervous?
Kinda.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Sip that grape juice.
All right.
I'll start the conversation off by asking you a general question. How many versions of you do you think exist?
Currently?
Yeah.
How many versions of me exist?
I'm curious how you're going to answer this question, and then
How many versions of me exist? Probably like 4 or 5. Like, I think there's a version of me that like my family knows. I think there's a version of me that my dad's side, my dad's side of my family knows, which is I think a different side than what my mom's side knows of me. I think there's a professional side that is a lot, I think, different than who I am like with my family. I think there's a side that you know that nobody else knows. You know. And then I think somewhere throughout that there's a version of me that only exists when I'm alone. Or with Leo, which there's probably the same thing. Who I am alone is like who I am with my dog. So maybe however many that is. Probably more too.
Yeah, I would agree. I think there's definitely a version of me, like a work version of me. And a 9 to 5, a severed version of me.
God, yeah.
There is a version of me that my family knows. There is a version of me that people that I've been in a relationship with know. There's a version of me that my kids know, like my players.
Yeah.
So there's definitely different versions of me. My follow-up question is, if all of these people were in the same room and were asked, like, tell me about Dr. D, what do you think they would say? Like, if your exes was in the room with your mom, your mama, your mom's side of the family, and your dad's side of the family, and your friends, and your coworkers, if they was all in the room and was asked that question, what do you think they would say?
I think they would all probably agree on some things. Like, I think they would all agree that I'm like nice, I guess, or kind rather. Like, I think they would all agree that I'm a kind person. I think they would agree that I'm a supportive person, like whether that's friends or partners or even at work. Like, I think they would all agree that I am a very supportive person to have around. I think they would agree that I'm smart, like intelligent. I think that's what people would say about me. I don't necessarily feel, well, whatever. We're talking about people, not me. I think people would agree that I'm a smart or intelligent or educated, something like that. And I think probably that's the extent to which what they would agree on. I think otherwise, yeah, I think they would agree that I'm smart, they would agree that I'm kind, and I think they would agree that I'm very supportive of others. But where I think they would disagree is like some of my temperament. Like, I think at work I'm way more extroverted than I am with my family, I think. And I think that's just like something that I have had to adopt, like growing into like leadership. I think I'm just a lot more extroverted. And I think my family thinks of me as how I was when I was little, which was very much quiet, very much shy. And I'm not shy still, but I think they probably hang on to that version of me.
Yeah.
That is just like, you know, more introverted. And I don't think anybody at work would describe me as an introvert. And I think probably friends and past partners would put me somewhere in between, like either really extroverted or really introverted, depending on what version of me they knew. And what else? I don't know. I think there are good qualities and there are not so good qualities. I think people might agree or disagree on, depending. But I think that's what they would disagree on, like my temperament sometimes. Whether I'm particularly nice or mean. I don't think I'm a mean person, but like, you know, some people get a little bit more attitude than others, for sure.
Who gets
and some people don't know that I even have that side of me.
Who gets the most attitude?
Probably you.
I get the most attitude?
No, probably. I mean, you get some of it. I think you get a lot of my frustration, not necessarily towards you, but like I think you hear the most true mean thoughts that I be having sometimes that I can't really express because they're not nice, but I feel like I can say them to you and you won't think any differently of me as a person. But like I vent to you. Yeah, I vent to you. You vent to me, I vent to you. So like I think you know how I can be sometimes. And I think at work sometimes I'm a lot more confrontational as well. So I don't know if I'm mean at work or if I'm just like confrontational about things.
Yeah.
Because I am sometimes.
I think for me, if all of those same people, but in my life, were in the same room, I think they would probably all agree that I have a great sense of humor. Like, I'm funny. I love to laugh. I love making other people laugh. And that's everywhere. Church, school, work, home, everywhere. I'm laughing. I'm joking. I think they would also all say like I'm with the shits. Like I'm down for almost whatever. Like, and just like at work, I'm always that person that's like, I ain't afraid to say like this is stupid, or I'm not afraid to say like this meeting could actually be an email. I'm not attending. Like, I'm always outspoken. I speak my mind, and I'm down for whatever. Like, if my team thinks that something is stupid, I'll be the spokesperson and be like, hey, we think this is stupid. So yeah, with the shits is definitely something that they would probably all agree on. What else? Unserious. Probably asshole.
What do you think they would disagree on? What do you think they would differ?
I think that like my kids and hopefully my family would say that I am like I think some of them would say that I am emotional, and then some people would disagree. Some people like she don't show emotion. She don't got no feelings. I think that's probably something that they would disagree on, which is crazy because I'm probably one of the most emotional people in every room.
You just don't display it the way
I just don't let it
do.
rule me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel them, but like you won't know that I'm feeling them. I go home and do what I gotta do. So which version of you do you think is the most accurate to like who you truly are? Is it the version that your coworkers get, the version that your mom's side of the family gets, the version that your dad said? Like, which version of you feels the most like you not switching, you not changing? It's just how you is.
The version with Leo.
The version with Leo.
The version at home where where there is nobody to interact with, I think, is probably the truest test of what it is that I want. What it is that I think living alone challenges you to be with yourself, like with your thoughts, with your feelings, which I think is a tremendous privilege in this day and age, to be able to live alone and like only do exactly what I want to do most times. Like, this place looks exactly how I want it to look. What's in my fridge is exactly what I want to be in my fridge. And like, you know what I mean? Like, what I do with my time, no one else is responsible for that but me. And so I think being here with the dog is like, probably the most authentic, because it's like I'm only taking care of myself. Like, I only have to think about myself in that sense. So I think that's probably that might be a cop-out answer, but it's the truth. And I think like the conversations that I have with you are pretty authentic to me, and maybe my friends too. Like I think my family gets probably about 80% accuracy. Work gets about 20% accuracy. I think between you and my friends, like my closest friends, I think are like the most close to 100% true to me.
Yeah.
Other than just being alone.
Yeah, I have the same answer. I think the truest version of me is when I'm like with my friends, like when I'm around you, or I think that is the closest thing to the real like dictionary definition of Aaliyah. For sure. Cause I just be doing whatever.
Yes, you do.
I just be doing whatever, man. Y'all gonna take me as I am or have nothing at all.
Who sings that? Mary J. Blige? Can't stand her.
Crispy chicken, fresh lettuce.
And that's why I can't stand her. Because why would she do that commercial?
For the check.
But she could have promoted the ice cream. She could have promoted the smoothie. She could have promoted any of the other promotional items Burger King was having at the time. But somebody chose to have her promote the chicken wrap. And she agreed.
Well, Burger King is its moments.
Are you a Burger King person? I'm not super into Burger King. I used to love their French toast sticks.
No, I think they nuggets made out of raccoon ankles.
I mean, it's like you get 20 of them for like 99
cents. I'm saying. Where the fuck is y'all? Why y'all selling 20 nuggets for $1.99? Where is y'all getting these?
That feels a little weird. Like, is it really chicken? Is it raccoon ankles?
That's what you eating, bro.
That just registered. No, seriously though. Like, I'm not a Burger King person. I used to get their breakfast when I worked near a Burger King, and I would get their French toast, but I can't speak for their Whoppers. I've never had a Whopper or like.
I mean, I've had a Whopper, but like, I don't think I ever in my life was like, you know what I want right now. And I love a burger. Like, I love a burger.
You do. You are a burger connoisseur.
But I ain't never been like Whopper me.
People like my coworkers used to go get Whoppers for Whopper Wednesday, and I didn't realize that Whopper Wednesday was a thing where they're like cheaper. Or, I don't know, but everybody in the office will like be like, "All right, we're going to Burger King," and I'm like, "Why do y'all go to Burger King every week?" And they're like, "Whopper Wednesday," and I'm like, "All right."
Yo, when I was at my job, the employer shall remain nameless, but when I was at one of my previous jobs, a lot of the people who worked with me would have this place where they stashed coupons, and Burger King would always be like one of their first choices. Like they got these Burger King coupons, they going to Burger King.
Yeah,
and I was just like, it's no way y'all eating Burger King and then coming back to work for another 5 hours.
Yeah, that just never seemed fun. Like Burger King just is not my vibe. Personally,
Burger King, when I saw that they had that special going on for Pride Month, when you could get a Whopper with 2 top buns or 2 bottom buns.
What would you prefer?
Please, I would prefer to give me 1 top bun with the sesame seeds and 1 bottom bun. Why do we need? Some shit just goes too far.
I feel like that's genius marketing, though.
Why would you want a burger with 2 top buns?
I would prefer a burger with 2 tops versus 2 bottoms.
But why are those the choices? You think that was good? Like, it was clever for sure. Like
I feel like that was marketing. That was like we still talking about it. It got people going. It got people going. And at the end of the day, nobody's forcing you to get a double top or a double bottom. But I think for the vibes. They also are selling yellow Krabby Patty burgers.
Not the pretty patty.
They are. They're selling the SpongeBob Krabby Patties. So, like, they had a whole SpongeBob meal, so they're not above a gimmick, clearly.
Why they stop giving out them crowns at Burger King? That's why I don't go.
Do you remember the first time you had a Blizzard from Dairy Queen? I'll never forget. I was an adult, and they flipped that. I was so mad. Because you get the Blizzard and it was like, here's your Blizzard, and I was like, why would you do that? And I didn't realize that was like a part of the rules that you have to flip your Blizzard upside down. But like things like that get me so irrationally upset. I remember being pissed because like, why would you do that?
Why are you so angry? Was it good?
I'm an Aries rising. It was good, but I wasn't expecting them to go, here's your Blizzard, and the way he did it was like he was a person who loved his job. Like you know those people. He was one of them people who that's like the highlight of his day. And he made a performance out of flipping my Oreo Blizzard upside down. And I was just like...
And you ate it and it was good.
It sure was. Shout out to that guy.
And if you go today, they probably going to do it again.
Here's a Blizzard.
I'll take 2. Do both at the same time.
Can we get Blizzards this weekend?
Is there a Dairy Queen up there?
You looking at her? Sydney Slapper. But no, there is.
That was. I see what you did there.
I get called Dairy Queen. I got called Dairy Queen a lot as a youth. But no, there's Dairy Queens. There are Dairy Queens around here.
Maybe.
Okay. You'll think about it. Okay.
Last time I've been to Dairy Queen, last time I seen the sun.
Yeah, last time I've been to Dairy Queen was probably like 2018, 2017.
Friendlies. I used to like Friendlies.
I buy Friendlies ice cream. Like that is my preferred brand of ice cream to buy from the grocery store. Friendly's Cookies and Cream is probably my favorite cookies and cream.
Interesting.
It's really good.
My lord, we have gone far off course.
That's okay.
It's okay. That was an important conversation.
Yes.
Is there anything that your family believes about you that is completely false?
Anything that my family believes about me that is false? I don't know.
Like just something that they believe that's something that they made up. Like
I think for a long time, it was very much a personality trait that I did not curse. Like I had the opportunity to curse. Like my mom let us have cussing contests growing up. Like she allowed us to curse. But it was very much like a personality trait that Darielle does not curse. Because Darielle's too intellectual for that. And I be cursing now. So I think one time I cussed. And I'm 30, but like I cussed. And it was like a record scratch at like one of my family's Sunday Fun Day things, and I said something, and everybody turned around like, and I was like, so I think if I use curse words now, it feels like, oh my god, you cuss.
That's not my reality. My family know what it is.
Yeah, I wish that I would have just started cussing when I like was younger, so that was not like a thing, but I feel like it's a thing.
My nieces be cussing. Shoot.
Well, yeah, I wish I would have cussed as a kid because I have a cousin who has been cussing since he was like a baby. And so now it's like, whatever. It was funny when he was a baby, and so now he just like there was no awkward like, oh, you're grown, or like you're cussing now. But I think for me, it's like, oh my god, you're cussing now. But other than that, I don't know if there's anything that my family thinks about me that's not the truth. Like there might be things that they just don't know. I can't think of what, but like there might be some things that they don't know, but not anything that they just falsely believe. At least I don't think so.
My family believes that I am the ultimate IT agent.
And you be fixing stuff.
I have my degree. So let me set this record straight because it's something that's very important to me. Okay, I have my degree in computer engineering. People just assume, like when they hear those words, I don't know what about that gives IT, but they immediately think, "Oh, you do IT?" No, I don't do IT. That's different.
It's different.
It's different. So you call me and ask me why your printer not working. I'm gonna be like, "Well, did you turn it off and turn it back on?"
Can you put together a computer?
I could put together a computer, but that's not what they be calling to ask me. They be like, "My email got hacked."
You're cybersecurity.
I'm cybersecurity. I'm IT. I'm an administrator on your account. Like I don't know my password to my email. Click reset. Like what?
I mean, you'd be surprised how many people. Like, I think that is probably like 40% of a library employee's interactions with patrons is that exact thing where elder people can't get into their own accounts and need your help.
It's like, girl, I don't know what your password is.
How am I supposed to help you get into your email?
Listen, dude, the church. I don't know if I've ever said this on the show, but my family built the church like back generations ago. My family built this church, so a lot of us grew up in this church. I was a church baby. I was on the choir, usher, acolyte. I did all the things, everything you could do as a jit in the church.
You was on it. Was you an usher?
I was an usher. I was in the children's choir. I played the drums. I was in the church plays, Sunday school, like literally everything.
You was in it.
I was in it. But anyway, recently the pastor, which is a new pastor, I didn't grow up with this pastor, and I don't really know him like that. But because my family is instrumental in the operations of the church, they asked me, we want to start streaming services. Can you set up the streaming? We want 2 TVs in the pulpit. We want microphones. We want video. We want video in the basement. We want the feed to the basement. I'm like, whoa.
It's a big word for Elmo.
Big word for Elmo. Do I look like the audio visual department?
I mean, you said you did it all.
When did I? No.
Like, could you probably figure it out eventually?
Could Jimmy rig some stuff together?
But like streaming and having multiple cameras.
Yeah, like you need somebody to run it. Like could I set it up? Yes, but you still need somebody to run it every Sunday.
Yeah,
like
to actually.
Yeah, you trying to show scriptures on the screen and all of that. You need somebody back there pressing the buttons. Like
that's a job.
That's a job.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Yeah. Where's the AV ministry?
Listen. But yeah, that is something that my family believes about me that I believe is a myth, which is that I could just if it beeps and it boops.
Well, when we first met, I just thought you was like a hacker.
Sometimes. Like, can I hack? Sure.
Can I hack?
That's not my main squeeze.
That's not like that's not what you do. That's not your profession. So do you get upset when people call you for like fix my printer?
No, I don't get upset. Like if I can help you, I'm going to help you. But I think that I can solve all of your problems just because that's like me calling you to ask you to write all of my work documentation.
Oh, no. I'm replaced with AI. My English degree don't even matter because you could just ask chat to do it. I mean, it'll sound stupid, but it'll be words on a page. I would like you to know that my cousin and I set up my uncle's Apple Pay today because we were purchasing books for my cousin. Shout out you, cousin. She had a book signing, and so she was selling some of her books. And so there was a QR code. First of all, needed to teach my mom how to use a QR code because she was like, "What do I do? How do I get the QR code to like what do I do with this?" So to teach her how to use the QR code to pay. Okay, that's fine. That was easy. But then my uncle was like, "I want to use Apple Pay." And we're like, okay, like for whatever reason, he was like, I want to use Apple Pay. He opens up his Apple Pay and he already has like 3 cards on there. Like he already has 3 different cards on there, but he wants to add a different card. So we're like, okay, cool. He's like, how do I do it? So we're like, somebody set up these 3 cards already, but clearly it wasn't you. So we're going through all the steps. I think it's you probably get it worse because you have a degree in computer engineering, but I think it's very much generational because you getting stressed out about adding a card to your Apple Pay or just thinking you don't have Apple Pay when clearly you have Apple Pay. But he was like, I don't even have Apple Pay. What are you talking about? And I'm like, you very much do. You have 3 other cards on here. So somebody got Apple Pay.
Somebody, right.
I feel like for iPhone users to say they don't have Apple Pay is like a choice. Because like, babe, you have Apple Pay. Whether or not you use it is the question. But everyone with the iPhone has Apple Pay.
Everyone with the iPhone has Apple Pay.
You have the capacity to Apple Pay.
Correct.
You just have not set it up. So just say I haven't set it up. Anyway.
Yeah. No, that's probably the biggest myth is that
you can do all things computer.
I can do all things tech. I am super tech.
I think somebody I know had an interview, like a job interview to do IT at a school or business, and a part of their interview process was to put a computer together. And I'm like, oh, I would have been like, you know what? I lied on my resume. Actually, I don't know how to do that. So I would just walk away. I would just cry. Like if I apply for an IT job with my current skill set, thinking that I could just be IT because I can Google stuff, and they say go put this computer together, I would be like,
man, you don't even. My mama told me. My mama worked at a hospital. She told me that they needed IT people so bad that some of the nurses became IT.
First of all, it's a nursing shortage. So for the nurses to be doing double duty.
Did you hear about that girl who got banned from taking the NCLEX for cheating?
No.
So I don't remember where this was, but there was a girl who apparently was like taking the NCLEX, which I ain't never been nowhere near a nursing student, so
it's a hard exam.
Yeah, and it was computerized or whatever. And the girl was saying, I guess it was a girl that was in the class with the individual in question.
Mm-hmm.
They said that the dean of the school had walked in, and everybody was like, "Why is the dean here?"
Yikes!
But because the proctor or like whoever was in charge of the exam, I guess
clocked her cheating.
Walked behind her computer, like behind her chair when she was sitting at her computer, and saw the mouse moving, and her hands were like under the table, under the desk. Somebody had like remoted in to her computer to take the exam for her. Yeah. And they caught her. And so they like took her out of the class to try not to disturb anybody else. Like the dean, they escorted her out of the class, and they was in the hallway talking. Long story less long, the girl got banned from taking the NCLEX. So like and you go through all of this nursing school, probably in debt for it, and you can never be a nurse now. You can't take the NCLEX because you cheated.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing. It's like you cannot cheat. You shouldn't cheat, period. But in the medical field, cheating is egregious because it's literally life or death. Like you shouldn't want to cheat on the NCLEX. You should not want to cheat. Like you should be confident that you have all the skills and competencies to be a nurse.
That's why, as a person, I've said before on the show, I am an individual who has had multiple surgeries, and one thing I could tell you is that I prefer my nurse to be at least 50. Don't bring me no young ho nurse, please.
I want somebody with Tweety Bird scrubs.
What? Listen. One of the times I got surgery, they was trying to start my IV or whatever, and this girl, I don't know how old she is. It don't matter. She was young though. Please.
Your lawnmower just went off.
Yeah, they brought this young hoe in to try to start my IV, and she kept missing my vein. Now, mind you, I got good veins, bro. Like nobody has issues sticking me. I've always had good veins. I'm not one of them ones. People usually get me like I'm an easy stick. They get me on the first try. Mm-hmm. This girl stuck me, no lie, 6 times, and then was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to put it in your hand." No, my hand is going to go across your face. Go get the lady with the kids and bring her in here and let her do it.
I'm like, you use Chat GPT when you was in school, didn't you? You was a COVID nurse, wasn't you?
Hey, I could start it myself. Shit. Like,
Did you by any chance have a virtual prom?
Listen, go get Miss Barbara.
Because I think that's also a part of it. Like anybody who was in college during COVID and even beyond, but like specifically, like if you was in college 2020 to 2024 at any point, like if the pandemic covered your college years, I don't trust your degree because I don't trust the college kids. I don't trust nobody who was in K to 12, K to college between 2020 and 2024.
Yikes.
I don't trust you. Exactly. Like, I just know, like, I think, like, there was a article that came out, like, what would have happened, like, what could have happened if we just kept everyone back a year? Like, if during COVID, instead of just pushing people to the next grade, but if everybody who was whatever grade you was in March 2020, 2020 was COVID? Oh my God.
2020.
That's crazy. Whatever grade you were in March of 2020, you just stayed in that grade again. No harm, no foul. No, like, if you was in college, like, hopefully that wouldn't affect you financially. But if everybody just stayed and not tried to force it, what would have happened? And I think, like, maybe some good would have come out of that, because especially in those, like, really important, like, testing years, it was just bad. I don't trust no COVID nurse.
Good thing I dropped out.
Please. You did not drop out.
I absolutely dropped out of grad school. I dropped out of grad school when COVID hit. My professor was like, I'm just going to give everybody an A. I was like, bet. Take my 3 credits and roll.
Take your 3 credits and add 33 more, and then you got a master's. You could do that.
Could.
But won't.
Not at this junction. I don't know. Maybe.
Grad school, like, I think my advice to what I say to my youth is, like, if you can do a bachelor's, a master's is a walk in the park.
I definitely believe I can do it. Like, I think the biggest thing for me right now is if I were to go back, which at some point I do plan to go back, but
do you?
Yeah, at some point.
Okay.
But I wouldn't go back for what I started my master's in, which was systems engineering. I wouldn't go back for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of figuring out exactly what I would want to get it in.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be really intentional about what I choose to get my master's in.
I think a master's is, like, it's all the things, like, people say, like, oh, I don't want to go to college to take general education classes. I want to just get to my major. That's what a lot of people commonly complain about in undergrad. Like, why do I have to do algebra or this when I'm of this major? A master's program is literally all the things you want to do. Like, there is not a lot of fluff in a master's program. It's nice and tight, like 2 years, maybe, maybe 3, but usually it's like a 2-year program, and it's all the things that you really want to dig deeper into. And it's like, if you can do it, and I guess I went straight through from my master's to my doctorate. I mean, no, from my bachelor's to my master's. So, like, I was in the habit of just being in school already. So it was literally like just going through the motions. It was very much autopilot for me.
If I could go back, might reconsider going to get my master's right after undergrad. I think I had too much time in between when I graduated undergrad and when I started my master's. I was like, baby.
Yeah, over it.
Yeah, I was like, so, but what I know about myself now from taking my little master's class, my one master's class, was that if I were to pursue a master's degree, I know for a fact that it would have to be an asynchronous program. Like, it would have to be something that I could do on my own time. Like, I don't have to be in class at 6 p.m. every day, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like, it has to be something I could do on my own time. Like, all the lectures is up, all the material is up, and I can just go in and do. Like, that's the only way I feel like I'll be able to do it at this point in my life.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I think that limits the options in terms of schools and, like, programs or whatever.
You'd be surprised. I think a lot of programs are flexing to meet the needs of adults today. My program was very much like, it was a hybrid program. Both my master's and my doctorate were hybrid, where some classes were completely online and some were completely in person, and there was no, like, option to go online, which I think I prefer. I prefer all in person, just because of the type of learner I am. I like to be in the room. Like, I absorb things better. Like, I think I would, if it was all online, I would just skip through. I would just be going through the motions, and I don't like that. Like, personally, I don't want to just be like, yes, Becky, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I like the way you said this. Like, I would rather listen to you talk and say to your face, like, I think you're actually stupid, or I think your opinion is a little misguided, and have a actual discussion. But it also, I think, depends on what you're studying, what your learning style is, and where you are in life. Because when I started my master's program, I was working only part-time. And I was in school, so, like, I didn't have a full-time job right after undergrad. I was, like, working part-time, so it was very easy for me to just do my schoolwork in the morning and then go to work. And then eventually I got a full-time job, but by that point I was, like, almost halfway through my master's, so it was like, it wasn't that I was already used to the workload.
Yeah, I just went straight to work. Well, I took some months off after I graduated, and then I went straight to work. But I wish I would have made time for it back then. Like honestly, truly. Like I was awake for more hours in the day back then too. Like I didn't really need naps like that. I was young and
Young and spry.
spry. Yeah, I feel like these days I'm just like to go to work and then be like, fuck, I gotta write this paper. I think would be my 13th.
But see, I would write the paper and then be like, oh, I gotta go to work. It really depends. Like, I think having done it in several ways, full time and then full time student and working full time is definitely the least easy. But if you adjust your schedule and can get used to that adjustment, like my solution was waking up early. Like I'm an early person anyway, so I just woke up a lot earlier, which is why I probably still wake up as early as I do. Because when I was in school, I would wake up and write, work on my dissertation or work on
Yeah.
schoolwork, and then get my day started. Like, because I'm at 3 p.m. I'm no good to anybody. Like I'm not productive after like 3-4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to do anything productive. So I'm take advantage of like my brain activity window is like earlier. So I mean, it's definitely doable. You just gotta.
I think that I want my master's degree more to just prove to myself that I could do it. Because like the relationship that I have with school is it's a hate-love relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And but I enjoy what I get out of it, if that makes sense. Like the process of locking in and going through that, like I enjoy that process, if that makes any sense at all. So I heard someone say this, and this is probably a really good question to ask you as somebody who has 39 degrees. I heard someone say this before, like when you get your bachelor's, it's like for your family, but any degree you get after that is literally for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's for you.
I agree. I would agree with that. Nobody's forcing you. Like I think some people just go to college because their parents are like, this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you have in a lot of scenarios, you have a lot of support getting yourself to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody helped me apply for grad school either time. Like nobody was like, Darielle, are you gonna do the application? Are you gonna go get your master's? It was none of that. It was just like you have to do it for yourself. One, the tuition is not on the parents. Like I don't mean my parents weren't on my undergrad tuition either, but like just the financial investment
Yeah.
that you have to make. And just like especially being for me who went to straight into a master's program into grad school at 21, you're sacrificing time being young and turnt when you could be being young and turnt. You like, let me lock in and do this work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I do wish I would have had more fun. Like I think I wish I definitely would have made different social choices back then. I don't think I would have not got went to school, but I should have made an effort to balance more and like live a little bit more when I was as young as I was. Cause like I was just so focused on the achievement of it all, which I am proud of, but it's like I really was a dud. I really was a very, very square from in my early 20s for lots of reasons, but part of it was because I was like, let me focus on school. And I wasn't really paying attention to my social life and relationships, which got me into some situations that I probably wouldn't have been in had I been more in tune with myself in that way, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. Grad school is 100% for the student.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, people do it to make so and so proud, make their parents proud, but ultimately, it's you who has to sit in that classroom and pay the tuition.
Yeah, that's crazy. This honestly, if there's one regret that I have, it is starting my master's in systems.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew when I started that program that deep down I didn't really want it in that. I didn't really want to further my education in that subject.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was doing that every day at work as a systems engineering manager. Like I was getting on the job education, on the job training.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest reason why I decided to pursue it is because my job was paying for it. And I feel like I still feel this way. I think you would be a fool to pass up a free education. And
Good
so
point.
my job offered that as a benefit. So I was like, why wouldn't I do it? But the catch was that it had to be in something that was relevant to my job, which as a systems engineering manager, systems engineering,
Yeah, it's the
like
most
I don't even
relevant.
think that they would have paid for me to get a MBA. Like it would have had to been like engineering or
Something
something. Yeah.
interesting.
So I was like, F it, I'll just go. But like I knew that I didn't want it in that. I was just like, it's free.
Yeah. Well, what would you get it in if you were to?
I would probably get my MBA or like maybe like entrepreneurship or something like that. Maybe. But that's
Pretty
I'm still
business
figuring that
schools.
out. I'm still figuring out what exactly, but like probably somewhere in that realm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. I
Okay.
might get it in Harry Potter. Who knows?
Don't do that. We canceled J.K. Rowling. She's super transphobic.
Well,
So maybe not
oh well.
Harry Potter per se. How about pottery, basket
Can you get a
weaving?
master's in pottery?
I mean, probably like fine arts, a master's of fine arts, and you could focus on pottery, perhaps.
Nah.
You made a really good bowl
I
when we
did make
did
a
that
really good
pottery
bowl.
class.
I did.
So I mean, you could. Who knows?
Who knows?
Could be your hidden talent.
Okay. What do you think somebody would say is your biggest blind spot?
My biggest blind spot? I don't think I have any blind spots.
I know.
I
nothing
don't
like
know.
that a ex would say or that your mom would say.
Blind spots?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Because this is something that I've heard more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Even you said this. You probably know what I'm about to say.
What?
So I think a couple of people will probably say that I have a blind spot. So I'm a naturally extrovert. At least I have been extroverted person. Like I don't have any issues striking up conversations with people. People tend to gravitate towards me. It's just got the aura, just got the sauce. I don't know what to tell you. But people have said before that I don't know how to recognize when people like me as more than or they want to get to know me on a different type of level. People would say that is my blind spot. Like I just be nice to everybody. It don't even be off no flirting, no. It just be like.
I think at first I had to question: are you actually oblivious or are you just playing? And I don't think you be playing. I think you genuinely don't get it. But I'm like, at first I really thought you were joking. And it's like, how do you not clock this?
I don't be on that type of time. I just have my little interactions and go on by my business. I have time for reading between lines and guessing. If you want something, say it. I ain't got time to be figuring out all them equations and problems and issues. Like, say it.
Mm-hmm.
If you like me, you gonna have to come up to me and be like, "Hey, I like you. Here's a shot."
Well, what would you do if that happened like today? If somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, I like you. Here's a shot." What's your response?
Me too. Take it to the head.
I like me too.
And I do. What would you do?
I don't think I would say I like me too and take the shot.
You don't like you?
I do, but I don't think that's what I would say. If somebody came up to me with a shot in hand and said, "Hey, I like you. Here's a shot."
Well, I ain't gonna lie. If you walked a shot up to me, I wouldn't take it. It's like I don't know where you got that from.
Yeah. If somebody sent you a shot from across the room, would you be like, "Oh, thanks"?
Yeah, I'd be like, "Yeah."
And then they would be like,
"You know a real nigga when you see," I'd be like, my phone.
Please, no, you would not.
Like phone?
I don't have one of those.
I got my phone taken.
I got a Firefly. I could only have 4 numbers, and I'm at my max.
Firefly is nuts.
I only got 4 numbers.
Bring back Fireflies.
That's what these kids need instead of iPhones.
Yeah, they do.
Anyway, I don't know. I think you've said this actually today. I think I can be a little bit defensive. Like my gut reaction is to defend myself. Like I've had an ex call me defensive player of the year, and I was like, what is that supposed to mean? Then I looked it up and was like,
who called you that?
X. But I think they put it like just the acronym, and I was like, what is that?
DPOY, hell yeah.
I was like, what? And I was ready to fly off the handle, and I was like, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I do have a tendency to just like, I don't know, have a need to like defend myself. I feel like somebody's talking about me in a way I don't like.
Shit.
You know what I think it is? Like some people's love language is like making fun of each other. And that's just not me. I don't like to feel like I'm being made fun of. And I think some people, that's their sense of humor. But to me, I get it. That's one of those things. That's here's your blizzard. Like that just pisses me off. Because like, why is you making fun of me? I thought you liked me. If you like me, then be nice. Be nice. Don't be mean. I feel like making fun of somebody is being mean, not being nice.
Listen, if you grew up in DC, Maryland, if you grew up in this area, then that is a love language.
I mean, it is here too, but it's don't mean that's not my personal jazz. Like, I don't really enjoy that kind of discussion. Like, that's not my sense of humor. I just put it that way. And so some people just take it too far or like make it seem like that's like a normal thing. And I mean, in some relationships, it is a normal thing. But for me, like, I don't like being made fun of, especially by somebody who I care about. Like, why is you making fun of me?
Yikes.
And so I can get a little defensive. apparently.
I don't be caring about none of that.
You don't be
You talk
caring?
about me, at least you talk.
That's not. I don't know. That's just
I
not my
said it
nature.
before. You say whatever you want about me. I don't care. You paint me as a villain. I'm gonna autograph the artwork.
I feel like we can joke around, but I would never make a joke at your expense. Like, it's a
The amount of
difference
people
between being funny or like saying funny things and like making fun of somebody.
make fun of me all the time. Say I ain't got no knees,
You have knees.
all kind of stuff.
Who said that
One
you
of
didn't
my
have
one of
no
my
knees?
one of my best friends used to call me the bronze kneecap all the time. Don't make me use this.
That's crazy.
But I mean, after about the third knee surgery, it's like, oh, well,
Is your kneecap bronze then, or is it something else?
it's finna be. No, I'm just playing. It's not. It's probably gonna be titanium or some shit.
I would say you more have glass bones and paper skin.
This knee ain't worth a damn.
It is.
I am worth a damn.
Exactly. She is, and so is your knee.
I told my niece she wasn't worth a damn. She said, I am worth a damn. I said, you know what? Hell yeah.
You is, queen.
You is. Go off. Have you ever been in like a relationship or a friendship with somebody whose perception of you was so off that it made you question like how you show up in the world?
Whose perception of me was so off?
Yeah, like I'll go first because I can answer it very easily, and the answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
I used to talk to a person who thought that I was the most nonchalant person in the world. Like, I ain't care about nothing. When in reality, I said this before, it is the complete opposite. I think I feel my feelings too much, like more intense than the average person. Seriously.
Yeah.
I think my feelings are intense. Like, whatever, if it's sadness, it's like to the squared, sadness squared. Or
sadness squared.
Yeah, like I just don't.
So what made them feel like you were nonchalant? Like what about your personality gave nonchalant to them?
Well, so obviously hindsight is 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with this particular relationship, I think I might have been going out of my way to be a little bit more not quote unquote nonchalant than normal because I felt like I was always being baited. Like, you ever had anybody that would just ask you questions or do things to try to just get a reaction out of you?
Yeah.
That was what that interaction was like more often than not. And so it was just like, I just was like, whatever it is that you searching for, I'm not gonna give it to you. So it's like,
okay,
no, I don't care. Well, what if
so you were just even more stoic in your answer just because?
Yeah, it was like, what if we just never talked again? Well, I guess we just won't talk again.
Why would you ask that question?
Right. You want to find out what could happen if we don't talk again? Like,
what they expect you to be like? Oh my god, I would cry and scream and be so sad.
The world is going to stop spinning. You're like, oh, you don't care about nothing. It's like, oh, I guess, girl, I don't care about nothing because I won't play your stupid game. So maybe that's a bad example, but yeah, you couldn't tell. Like, I am sure if that person walked in a room today and somebody was like, "What do you think about Aaliyah?" I don't think it would be pretty at all.
Interesting. See, I don't know if anybody that I've actually been in a relationship would say that. I think there are people who would say that I'm nonchalant, but I think it's people who don't know me as well. Like people who have never gotten to know me that well. I don't know if anybody who actually has been in a relationship with me or a friendship with me would think that I'm nonchalant. But I think there are people who I've like talked to, like didn't fully date that might be like, oh, she's very nonchalant. And it's like I was nonchalant because I was like lost interest or whatever, or just we just weren't like a match. But I feel like I definitely can give nonchalant at times, but not to people who really know me. Like I'm not nonchalant with like my closer relationships.
I'm not nonchalant at all. Well, not at all. Like it's certain shit I'm gonna be like, oh. But I don't think it is fair to make a general statement and say that I am nonchalant.
I wouldn't describe you as nonchalant. I think you can have moments or you can have things that you don't particularly care about, but I wouldn't categorize you as a nonchalant person.
Nonchalant.
You are. I think you have a full range of emotions.
Full.
Whether that's like you. I feel like when I think of nonchalant, I think of somebody just like doesn't care about anything.
Right. That couldn't be farther from the truth.
No, there's a lot of things that you care a lot about.
Yeah.
Some things you don't care about, but I think that's most people. That like not everything you need to be super passionate about, and that's okay.
Period. I only have but so much energy. I can't spend it on everything.
No, you would have nothing left
at all. So yeah, nothing on.
I don't think so. Like somebody's perception of me that has altered my own perception of myself.
Just perfect.
I'm not perfect, but I don't know if anybody's opinions of me has vastly differed at work, I'm sure, but I don't care about that. I don't care about them enough to let it dictate. I'm not gonna say I don't care, but like people definitely have opinions of me that are not true or that are not accurate, but I don't care to like go back and forth about that because it's work. Like everybody's being fake at work. I don't care.
Everybody's being fake at work. I don't be fake at, well, sometimes I guess I be fake at work, but like for the most part, it is the same vibe at work.
I think for me, because of the type of work I do, and just like I don't know, it's fake to a degree because I don't know. What I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? It's fake to a degree. Like my personality is very like my personality is what it is. But I think at work I'm in situations where I have to be nice to people that I don't necessarily like or respect. But that's not going to change the way I act towards them. Some people, there are people who work in environments where they don't like or respect the people and it shows, you would never know that I don't like you by how I treat you at work. Like I could not agree with you or particularly like you or think that you're competent, but I'm not going to be mean.
Yeah.
So in that respect, I'm being fake because inside I'm like, you are so stupid, but I can't say that out loud.
I have less of I fully expect for people to be dumb when I like, regardless of what my job is, I fully expect for people to just not know how to do their job.
Yeah.
But what I have an issue with more than that is like work culture, like corporate work culture. I'm not a fan of it. And I've never been, you can ask my mom it is, I've never been the type of person, period, that is accepting of the notion that like we do shit a certain way because that's how it's always been done.
Yeah, no.
Like I have always been that person. I'm like, I know you was doing this since the company was founded in the 50s, but
like we don't have to do things that way.
Yeah, so like no, I'm not showing up to work every day suited and booted. I'm not whatever you think I'm supposed to do, I'm probably not going to do it. Because who said so?
It doesn't affect how you work is done, then who cares about all the other things?
Like I'm tired of all of these meetings, all y'all pretending in here. Like I don't have time for all of that. So when I became a manager, I was intentional about changing the culture for my team, and it fucking worked. Like you would be shocked at how many little things you could do to change the environment around you, change the energy around you. Like I remember the first time I went to Sam's Club and just bought a box of chips and put it in the office. All the people on my team was like, "Oh my god!" Like they were so motivated, they'd do anything for a Scooby snack. And so I picked up on it. I was like,
they like snacks.
They like snacks.
Who doesn't?
Goldfish, fruit snacks. If I had a meeting, if I scheduled a meeting and it was a long meeting over like an hour and a half, I would always provide a snack or pizza or just because. In an effort to change the culture.
It goes a long way. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. I think for me, it's like, I think I have the type of autism that takes things extremely literally. A lot of times, like I think a problem that I have, or I run into issues when I take things very literal. And I think that because your title is ABC, that you are fully capable of doing A, B, and C. That's what I think. Apparently, that's not the right way to think.
I ain't never thought.
I think like the way my brain processes things is like if your title is this, then that means like you're the expert in this thing because you're the manager of it or you're the director of it. But that's my own thing because I feel like if I'm charged with this title, I need to embody everything that I need to subscribe to it, which is why I think I had a hard time like calling myself a specific like religion, because I feel like if you're gonna call yourself a Christian, that means you agree with everything that the Bible says. That's how I used to think. I've grown up, I guess, and realized there's lots of nuance. But for a long time, I'm like, so you subscribe to this, that means you take all of it. And so how that shows up in the workplace is like, oh, you're a manager of this or that. That means you know this job in and out. So I can expect for you to know everything about this job. I have I have high expectations for myself and of others.
Yes.
I have high expectations of myself because I am a high achiever, so I expect everyone else to be a high achiever.
That's the key. The key word in all of that was I.
Yeah.
It only took one time around the track for me to learn that just because somebody got a title,
it's so frustrating to me. It's so frustrating to me.
I learned the amount of bullshit, especially when you in tech, right? Because it's ran by white men. So it's like it's the good old boys club. A lot of these people are in positions because they know somebody, they friend hooked them up.
Mm-hmm.
They a program manager and can't even spell program or manager. I don't believe it. Don't, again, it took one time around the track for me. I don't give a fuck what your title is.
I think for me, because in my line of work, or at least in my work experience, I've had to go above and beyond to earn every single promotion. Like nothing was ever just handed to me. And so, and just like I think because of the type of person I am, like just very achievement, like goal oriented. So like I think that other people get to the place that they've gotten to by also being goal oriented. Like, and that's my own like I'm working on it. But I think I hold everyone to such a high standard, and when they don't meet the standard that I have in my head, it's extremely frustrating. It's extremely frustrating.
Yeah, no, I don't know how you get through life that way. Like, I'm not saying that I go in every place expecting people to fuck up. I'm not saying that. But like, I don't have any expectations. It's like, I'm not expecting you to be good. I'm not expecting you to be bad. I go into every situation just ready to observe. To be like, okay, well, I know who I'm not going to when I have a question because you're dumb.
Yeah.
Or I know like you're lazy, or you know what I'm saying? I put the pieces together.
I think I'm in search of people I could depend on professionally. I think in my work experience and just in life, I think I'm very consistently the person that other people can depend on. Like, I need help with this. I need help with this. I don't know if there's many people. I'm not gonna say there's no people. There's not very many people that I can go to for help. And so I think like that's my metric, my own personal metrics. Like, can I go to this person for help? And most people that are in my orbit are not people that I can go to for help with something.
Well, I think that this kind of goes hand in hand with the conversation we were having like last episode or a couple episodes ago, which is if you are the person that people go to for help, people feel like they can't help you or they don't need to help you.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about it in a different context, but like I think it also applies to work as well, because if you seem like you got all the answers, people come to you when something's broken or they need advice or they need feedback. People always come to you. People don't feel like they can offer you the same. Like they don't feel worthy. You know what I mean? So they would never.
I get that.
When I first got to work, listen, one thing I will tell you, when I first got to one of my previous employers, government contractor, my first manager, well, second manager, was a black man, and he would bring me in his office and close that door, and the veil would come off, and he would be like, "You want me to tell you the best way to advance here? Play dumb. Play dumb. Don't go above and beyond. Don't do more work than you need to do. Don't do it. It's a setup. Play dumb. Act like you don't know.
Yeah.
Act like you don't know.
Yep. I don't disagree.
And play dumb I did. And it worked. Shit. I flew up the ladder after that.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's like, I don't know if I can play dumb. I feel like, well, the doctor enters the room before I do. So it's like, how dumb can I play? But even if I did, I mean, at this point, I'm years into this current job. So it's like, there is no like regressing. People would think I had a lobotomy or like a traumatic brain injury if I just started playing dumb. But I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I would love to be able to like fall off for a bit and just like stop doing all the things that I'm doing just to kind of see what happens. But I just know myself, and I think because I'm so like heart invested in the work that I do, like I know who suffers if it's not to the standard that I want it to be.
Yeah, and
so it's hard.
I get that. I feel that. And I used to be like that. Seriously, like I used to share that same sentiment, and then I realized like motherfuckers is not gonna keep getting an A on the group project. Like, and I'm carrying the load. Like, I'm not doing 5 jobs unless I'm getting 5 paychecks.
Right.
Period. And I learned very quickly at work, like, I'm throwing motherfuckers under the bus. I don't care. It's not done because they didn't do their job. Like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I made sure that I put up guardrails. Like, these are my roles and responsibilities. If you ask me to do anything outside of this, I'm not doing it. It's not because I don't like you. Maybe if I like you, I might. But like, I'm not staying here past the time I need to be. I'm not.
Yeah.
Half of y'all already try to treat me crazy because of how I look. I'm the only black female in the room. You already try to do silly shit when I'm here. Like, I'm not staying here longer than I have to. No, I'm not. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You scheduled a 6 p.m. meeting? That sounds like a personal problem. Why would you do that? I'm not doing
Why?
it.
That sounds like illegal. That sounds like not ethical.
It took me working one weekend and they offered me Chick-fil-A on a Sunday and I was like, you know what? Y'all don't have to worry about it. Exactly. Y'all don't have to worry about it no more. They was like, oh, yeah, we're buying you lunch on Sunday. What do you want from Chick-fil-A? I was like,
they're closed, babe. Are you gonna buy it on Saturday? Ooh, Chick-fil-A mac and cheese.
Sounded like a high thought. Off the top of your head, real quick, what is a petty pet peeve that you have?
I don't like whistling. I hate whistling.
Just in general whistling? Any kind of whistling.
Any kind of whistling. Specifically whistling like, sorry, I'm out of the frame. Specifically whistling like songs. Like if you're just like whistling a little, I don't know, but like whistling a song for a prolonged period of time, I hate it. Like it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. Like I can whistle, I don't mind like a little tweet, but like please don't whistle a whole. Like don't keep whistling around me. That makes me angry. Like you whistling and I just be like, stop whistling. No whistling.
Yeah,
some people just do it and it just like it's just one of those things. Some people don't like the sound of like chewing or other things like that doesn't bother me. It's whistling.
Interesting.
What's one of yours?
I hate when people stand too close to me in a line. Like you've just been standing in line and the motherfucker is just on your ass.
I get that.
Standing so close to me, breathing down my neck.
Breathing down my neck is crazy.
Back up.
I wish I could turn the camera on. Just breathe. Just for a moment. We're almost done. I think. Can you hear me? We're almost done, I think. To get some reinforcement. Can you sit down? Now what Riverside clip this? Sorry. Leo's interlude.
Leo's interlude. Okay. I have one random question to kind of end this off with. Just when I say random, I mean really random. What are your thoughts on soft launching versus hard launching?
Soft launching versus hard launching. Relationships. Or just anything.
It could be relationships.
I like a hard launch. I can see why people soft launch, you know, privacy and whatnot. And I also like I think some people, some girls, some women don't hard launch until after they have a ring, which is like a choice. Like it's like I'm not hard launching until I know that they're like mine for real. But I guess it's like personal preference. I can see valid reasons for both. I think the type of person I am, I like to love out loud. So I would be more of a hard launcher.
Do you think it's a red flag if somebody doesn't want to post their significant other partner?
Yeah. I think it is a red flag. I think it is extremely like 21st century problems to be like, you don't want to post me. But like if you think about it, yeah, if you're somebody who posts your life and choose not to post your relationship, it gives you're hiding something. You're hiding somebody from somebody else.
They want to keep that part of their life private.
I don't like that. I don't want to be loved privately. I put it that way. For me, like if you're like as a rule, and I've been in a relationship where we've had this discussion where early on they told me like, yeah, I don't post my significant other, so I'm probably not gonna post you. And if I do post you, it'll be like years down the line. It'll be a very long time. Like I'm not posting you anytime soon. And I remember at the time being like, oh, like whatever. But it bothered me. Like as time went on, like it definitely irked me. So the type of person that I am, maybe this is the Leo in me. I don't know. But personally, I think if you were like, I'm never going to post you, I would be like,
interesting. No, I've never given social media that much weight.
Yeah.
So like, to be honest, I don't even be thinking about what I'm gonna post because I don't really be posting.
You don't post that much, so for you and I specifically, it's not something that stresses me out because you're not somebody who posts. This person I'm talking about posted frequently, like posted photo dumps like weekly, like so it was like you're choosing to crop me out of things, like moments that I'm there for, pictures that I took, you know, like moments I was there for that you are choosing just to post only the stuff, like you're cropping me out of your life. You know what I mean? Like you're strategically not having me be a part of this because you want to be private. I don't know when's the last time you posted like something on your story or on your like feed that wasn't podcast related. Probably like 2 years ago or something. Like you're not posting often. But if you were the type of person to be posting often and just choosing to crop me out of pictures, I would be like, now don't piss me off.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I don't know. It's not something that would bother me. I don't think
If I said I'm just not.
it hasn't bothered me up until this point. I will say that. I don't know. I just don't give stuff like that much weight.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why I think that conversation is so interesting, because for those people who believe like you should post your partner, my question is like, why? What's the significance? Because they could post you and still be dogging you out. So it's
That's
like, what's the significance behind posting somebody that you with?
I don't know if there's a significance of posting. I think what bothers me is the deliberate choice to not post. If that makes sense. Like it's less about I have to be featured on your page for whatever reason. It's just more of like I'm choosing to X you out of it. Is like I think where my annoyance comes in versus feeling like I have to be a part of it. Like if it was just like whatever, I don't know. I think social media is like the part of us that we want the world to see. So when your Instagram is like your curated, photo journal of like what you want the world to know about you.
Yeah.
And if you want the world to know everything about you but the fact that you're in a relationship, as the person you're in a relationship with, it feels kind of crappy to be to be the thing that you're choosing to not.
I feel that.
So it's like we want to put our best selves out there, or like we want to show ourselves in a certain light. And so by choosing to show everything but your relationship, like if you show your family and your friends and your vacations and your this and your that, but don't show the person that you're doing all this stuff with, is crazy to me. I think as a society we put a lot of value on like social media, which is in the grand scheme like would not have been a problem 20 years ago. But it's the reality we live in, and it's like social currency.
See, I think it kind of goes. I think it's a double-edged sword. I think it could be a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the one end, right, like you could not post your partner. Y'all could not post each other, and you could take issue with the fact that like you feel like your partner is intentionally omitting part of them to the world. If they're so open posting all this stuff about themselves and they're choosing to intentionally omit the fact that they're in a relationship, I get that part. But also like, and I'm saying this from a place, I know people who actively do this currently, where it's like they post their partners, but their relationship is shitty.
Yeah.
Like bad, terrible.
That was so, now my laptop's wet. Thanks.
So it's like, what is the significance? What message is that sending? Because I feel like the message that people want it to send is that not only am I in a relationship, but I'm in a good relationship. Like I'm thriving and blah blah blah. Like that's the message that people are trying to send. But when that's not true, if you're in a relationship but it sucks, like you getting your head knocked between the washer and the dryer, or you getting cheated on, or it's not serving you in the ways that you need, like whatever, right? It's not your why, but you posting a picture with your big happy family.
I mean, no, I get that too. It's like we make a lot of assumptions based on what we see on social media. But I guess that argument can be made with anything you post on social media. Like it's all everything you post online is only what you want others to see. People don't post the things that they don't want people to see about their life. Like you could be going through it mentally or going through it like some other way, but you still might be posting on social media. So I feel like your relationship is no different. Like, yeah, you could be going through things, but what you post is going to be the best of what the best of the best, I guess.
I think I learned a lot of my social media lessons early, like with MySpace. When people was having top 4s, I was like, I'm just gonna get a top 64 and call it a day.
You had a top 64?
I don't have time. Everybody on there.
Oh no, I had a top 4. I had a top. No. As soon as you can get to the lowest you can get to is when I had top 4.
Nah, everybody. I don't even want to have that conversation with people.
A top 60. Where would I be on your top 64?
You be up at
like what number?
Probably like you top 3 for sure. Top 3 for sure.
Top 3?
Top 3 for sure.
Okay. I'll take it. You would have been in my top 4. You would have been in my top. Depends on the day. You might have been number 1. You probably would have been number 1 or 2.
It was his hat, Mr. Krabs. He was number 1.
3 out of 64 is crazy.
Hey, man.
No. Bring back MySpace.
Please don't. Tom can stay right where he at.
Tom sold MySpace, which is why it's like a music website now.
Wasn't it always, though?
No, it wasn't always for music.
I feel like, well, I don't know. It was a couple lifetimes ago.
We have been on this thing for 2 hours.
Is that a complaint?
That's how long. I'm just saying. It's not a complaint. It's just an observation.
Well, grandma tired, so I guess we got to wrap it up.
Grandma
tired. Well, that concludes.
On that note,
that concludes yet another episode of the Unofficial Transcript, featuring yours truly.
And me.
And also yours truly.
And me truly.
And you truly. We appreciate y'all tapping in with us once again for yet another week of us, our voices coming through your speakers or your headphones or Alexa. Yeah, whatever, however you listening to us, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on all the socials.
Please do.
Follow me on Instagram and Threads at that's Lee OHH. That's Lee LEE _.
And follow me at Get a Library Card.
Period.
_ at. That's just spell it how it's spelled. Get a Library Card.
And if you can't spell any of those words, read a book.
Find her, and then you'll find me. Probably.
Just technology is at the point where you don't even need to type it. Just speak it into the.
You'll
Get
find
a library card.
Yep,
you'll find her. You'll find her. But yes, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the rating button. Just hit buttons.
All of them.
Hype us up, gas us up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up, man. Affirmations of a will. You want your shit? You the one. Ain't nobody can win. Hype me up.
I don't know why I'm like so sunken down like this.
She in a sunken place. We getting up out of here, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Please continue to tap in with us every single Tuesday. Everybody be safe. Stay blessed up. Stay prayed up. We'll holla at y'all.
Love you.